What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, and we are back with another Player Prop Talk live stream here on the channel. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope this is finding you all in good spirits. Hope everybody had a good weekend coming into today. No stream on Sundays, no stream on Mondays, and now here we are on a Tuesday with hopefully plenty to talk about from the weekend. Hopefully maximum profit, minimal turds, as I'm currently talking to myself with no viewers on. It's all good. It's all good. I kind of wanted to jump into some chat, but no viewers on right now. So a little hard to chat when there's nobody on the stream. Maybe I should give it a few more minutes and let some people pile in. Maybe that's what we'll do. Just give it a couple more minutes and let our friends all come in. Welcome to the stream. If you're new to the stream, if you're new to the channel, hit me up in the chat. Let me know when we get to our player prop talk. I'll let you, well, throw a question in there. I'll make sure I answer your question ASAP. But even if you're not new to the channel, throw a question in the chat. All right. Guess we'll give it a couple more minutes. Well, maybe we'll just end the stream early today. Nobody's going to show up to the stream. We'll just end the stream early today. What's going on, JR? Morning. Weekend was good. How was your weekend? Weekend was all right. Sometimes the weekends are just blurs, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably a bad thing. Closer to being a bad thing than a good thing. Sometimes I have to really think, what did I do this weekend? Like, what went down? What happened? Sometimes there's not a whole lot going on the weekends. So all right, I tell you what, guess while people are coming in, let's pull up the PrizePicks dashboard. We're gonna skip around a little bit today. Yeah, we don't have a lot of people in here. No worries. We can always end the stream early if we don't have a lot of Q&A going on. I'm always open in the Discord though. So if you ever have a question about anything, throw it in the Discord. You know, we can always talk there. All right. Let's see here. Got the PrizePicks dashboard pulled up right now. I just wanted to take a quick look at it just to mix it up a little bit while people are still coming in. I gotta be honest with you, I don't really like any of the value we got going on. It's gonna get really tight with the lines because we only have 2 games left in the, or we only have 2 series left, 4 teams left in the NBA. So the games reduce and the books are all over it. So a lot of inflated lines. Really have to make sure that you're digging and you're line shopping and not just assuming that if one pick'em site has a line up that it's the only line or the best line. But we always have baseball, and we have WNBA, which has been pretty good so far. And we always have esports, and then some of your alternate sports. I call them alternate sports. Tennis. I know soccer's a big sport, but it doesn't have as much momentum, you know, during the NBA season and MLB season. So we have a lot going on. What is going on, T? What's going on, Jesus? Good morning, everybody. JR says he had a pretty dope weekend, hit on a few slips. Nice. Nice. Oh, yeah. Hit that like button on the way in. Means a ton. Helping the channel get bigger every single day. All right. If you're just joining, didn't really miss too much. We got right into the PrizePicks dashboard, though. We're just going to get right into it and start pulling up some plays. What do y'all think about Neesmith PRA over? Let's take a look. His PRA is still really low, and it was at 16.5 in game 7, and he went over that. I think he finished with like 25 or something like that. 24. Yeah, he crushed that. The matchup with the Celtics is I mean, it's just as tough as the Knicks matchup. I think the only difference being, well, there are a lot of differences in team, but I think one of the biggest differences is health. The Celtics are well rested, and they've been waiting on this matchup, kind of kicking back and, you know, recovering from whatever they're recovering from, while the Knicks were just running on fumes, and it was super evident in that game. The Pacers just ran away with that game. I mean, they just really started to create that distance, and you're not going to get that from the Celtics. They're not fatigued right now. They're the healthiest they're going to be the rest of the season. So the 16.5 is really low, but it's not identical matchup. But it's a line to look at because he's just super active and involved in the game. He got a ton of rebounds in that game, if I'm not mistaken. And I wonder if that just, again, fatigue, tired legs from the Knicks, you know? Also, kind of dejected and demoralized, getting beat up at home, and you lose Jalen Brunson to a broken hand in the same game. So a lot of factors, but that's a low line. I mean, we were seeing his PRA closer to 20 at one point. Let's see. I got Jaylen Brown under 9.5 rebounds and assists. Jesus says Jaden McDaniels is my play of the day. I don't play till tomorrow, though. You're gonna lock that in now. First half points over. Jaylen Brown under 9.5 rebounds and assists, and then no run first inning. Rogers and Gray under. Is that over or under Brown? Okay. That is a little high for Jaylen Brown. 9.5. McDaniels, first half points. We can take a look at that. It's not till tomorrow, though. So if you lock that in and slip, you'll just need to wait it out. Over. 6. Man, yeah, that was a crazy series. I don't think we have a changing of the guard in the Western Conference. I still think the Nuggets are top 3 team, but a lot of teams are starting to catch up. Like Minnesota's already there. OKC is almost there. Dallas, apparently they're closing the gap as well. Although I'm not sold on Dallas, to be honest with you. I don't know if everybody else is sold on Dallas. I know they're making it to the Western Conference Finals, but I don't know. There's something about that team that doesn't really like instill a ton of confidence. Watch them make it to the finals though. But a lot of teams are closing that gap. I think last season it was the Nuggets and then almost like everybody else. And now this season you got the Nuggets, the Wolves. I would put them in the same category. And then you got this next group, OKC, Dallas. It's getting tighter in the Western Conference. Yeah, I was a little surprised that they lost the lead and then they lost by double digits, like at home. Like that was a little surprising. All right, no run first inning. Rogers and Gray. Yeah, sometimes they take these nerfies off the board. Yeah. You mean Ranger Suarez and John Gray T, or did you mean Rogers? There's no Rogers and Gray up there. Either they took it off or you mean Ranger and John Gray. I'm gonna put this one in here, and if it's not the right one, I'll just remove it. Ranger, gosh, all right, cool. Man, Ranger's a bitch sometimes, dude. Like that guy went full game, and he was only projected to go like 16 outs in that game. Remember that game? He went fucking 9 innings shutout, I think it was. Almost a no-hitter. That's ridiculous, man. He and Nestor Cortez, I just stay away from those dudes, man. Like I can never get those dudes right. I don't care what the odds say, what the projections say. I don't give a fuck who's writing them up. They're always wrong. So I just tend to stay away from. They're not banned, but I'm just like really, really, really picky with those props. Really picky with those props. I got a list of players that I haven't banned, but I'm just very cautious. I don't care what the Devers, Rafael Devers is another one of those players that I don't care under his hits, runs, and RBIs. No, he just goes out there and hits home runs, you know. And then when you take the over, he goes out there 0 for 4. So I'm learning to just stay away from certain players. Ranger Suarez is that one of those dudes, but for a no-run first inning, it's a little different than strikeouts or pitches because he doesn't even have to get strikeouts here. He can just retire the side. You know, it could be a combination of a bunch of shit. He can give up, 2 hits in the first inning and still get out of this. So there's a little bit more wiggle room there. All right. Jaylen Brown. What about Tyrese Halliburton? So Tyrese Halliburton still has a PRA of 32.5. I like the under on that one. That's one that I've put in a few slips. Maybe it comes back to bite me. Maybe not. Again, I just think that what we saw from that series the last couple of games was just a watered down, very tired Knicks team. And the Pacers just took advantage of it. I mean, they just ran them out. I hope that's not the case with the Celtics coming off fucking 10 days rest, basically. So they should be a little bit more than able to keep up with pace. The 2 highest scoring teams in the NBA, I think these 2 teams were definitely Eastern Conference, but I think these 2 teams were the highest scoring teams. So should be a fun game, hopefully. And still no Kristaps Porzingis today. So whatever that means for guys like Miles Turner or Siakam, but there's no paint presence for the Celtics. All right. We got enough to take over to props.cash. Let's do this. you're just joining the stream, we skipped a lot of stuff this morning. We just got right into the player props, so we're just building out. We're just building out the board right now, and gonna look these up over on props.cash. If you've never seen props.cash used before, which I think most of you have, but if you haven't, this is what it looks like. We can research pretty much all your player props here, and then from there you can do with it what you want. I'm definitely not here to tell you what to do and how to play your slips, but I will try to research and deep dive as much as I can so that you have as much information as you can, and you can make the best decision. All right. Tyrese Halliburton under points was one way to go, or you can look at the under on his PRA. Both of those are getting pretty negative odds. Odds in favor of the under, I mean. But I guess if you want to play the under, then those are positive odds. Projected for 21 points. He's projected for roughly 33 PRA. Odds say differently. Odds tell a different story than the projections. Looking at that Knicks series, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 games over, 4 games under. Games against the Celtics, however, a little bit of a different story. These 3 games are from last season. These 4 games are from this season. So he went out for 49 PRA back in December and then proceeded to go 3 games under his line today of 32.5. If you feel like this momentum continues for Halliburton, the way he was shooting, the way he was scoring, then you're probably looking to take the over. I'm not sold on it, so I think the under is in play personally. So I'll be playing the under on his PRA and his points. $13.5 minutes against Boston here. 22 minutes here. Go back to the series against the Knicks. (10 of 17, 6 of 12, 5 of 9, 8 of 15, 14 of 26. I do expect him to have more shot attempts than he did in a few of these games. Some blowouts on both sides of those games. 3-point percentage was strong, 50% in that last game, 6 of 12. 6 of 16, 4 of 10. Yeah, I'm still looking at the under for this one for me personally. Let's look at I believe it was Neesmith, right? We're looking at Neesmith PRA sitting at 16.5. 4 out of the last 5 games in that Knicks series. In fact, let's zoom out right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7 games. Projected for 20 PRA. Even if you feel that a projection of 20 PRA is a little high, he only needs 17. So, I mean, anywhere between 17 and 20 is fine by me. You don't get extra credit if he gets you 20. Unless you take his fantasy score, then you want as many PRA as you can get. -113 to both sides on FanDuel, under on DraftKings, under on Caesars, and then under on BetMGM. What has he done against the Celtics? Probably why you're seeing the odds shift a little bit in favor of the under. Although his last 2 games against the Celtics this season, he went over in both. On the season, though, he's 2 out of 5 games. These 3 are this season. These 3 are last season. Bigger role in the playoffs. He's really solidified a role. So I don't think we see games where he's giving you 18 minutes, 17 minutes, anything like that. So I do expect upwards of 30 plus If he's on the floor for 30 plus minutes, he'll have plenty of opportunity to get the over on this one. Nothing's really like popping out, you know. He's not playing out of his mind, you know. He's not like 90% from the field or some shit that's gonna regress. I mean, he's playing like he always plays, you know. Last 2 games against the Celtics, he did hit for more threes, but his shot attempts are there. So it's not like anything is different in these games. Yeah, hopefully this game stays close and these players hit their overs. If you're looking to go with the odds, though, if you're looking at the odds, I mean, the odds do not like the over on this one, unfortunately. You could possibly look to pivot to his points. If they're still at 9.5, you're going to get 4 books that like the over pretty convincingly. Minus 115 and above, all the way up to minus 132. He is projected for 13 points. So on this one, the odds do align with the projections. And you can take the over on that. All right, let's look at Jaylen Brown's rebounds and assists. Currently at 9.5. This one feels too high. I mean, he's gone 5 straight games against the Pacers. Not even close. I mean, okay, fine. He hooked it here. You don't get partial points for a hook. He didn't hit it. Like you don't. Oh, he almost hit it. Oh, he was so close. Who gives a fuck? He didn't hit it. So if you played the over on that one, and you know the consolation prize is, oh, he was almost there. It's like, so if it's not helping you win money, then it's a loss. So 5 straight games are going under. Now his last 5 games, we're looking at the playoff games. Last 5 games against Cleveland, he did have 2 games where he did go over. He had 1 hook and he had 2 under. So he fared better against the Cavs than he did against the Pacers. In today's game, though, he is projected for 10. When we look at the odds here, minus 118 to the under, 120 to the under, 129 to the under, and 130 to the under. So you got 4 books that like the under on this one. I think the under's in play. I was seeing some love for his points at 24.5 earlier this morning. I don't know if we can still get him at 24 or if even that's something you wanted to look at. But at 24.5, they were projected to go over. But if they've been bumped up to 25, the only 2 books, Caesars at minus 127, BetMGM at minus 105, those aren't the best odds. Maybe at 25.5, you stay away from his points. So looking at the under on his rebounds and assists, you can also take a look at his PRA. Five out of his last 8 versus Indiana. Last 10 playoff games. 4 out of his last 10 playoff games. A lot of these games, he's really not needed to do a whole lot, you know? He's not being called upon to take over the game or anything like that. His minutes are fine. In his playoff games this season, at least in his last 10, he's giving you 35. So it's not a matter of him not playing minutes. He's playing the minutes. It's a different game. You know, 40 minutes on the floor when the game is well decided, you're up by 15, 20 points is much different than 40 minutes on the floor when you're down by 5 or only up by 5 or you're trying to close it out with 2 minutes left in the game. Those are way different games. So just because the minutes are going to be there, but if he doesn't need to score, this dude's not scoring. So you kind of hope for a close game, keeps him active, keeps him on the floor. And I think you have a shot at some overs here, but it's very possible for him to go over points and not go over this. If he hit 9 and then got you 25, 26 points, that's 34 PRA. All right. Is that it for NBA? Brown. We already looked at Halliburton. We looked at Neesmith. We could take a quick peek at Jalen McDaniels tomorrow. First half points at 6. I have not honestly kept up with what he's been doing in the first half, so I don't even know if that's too low or if that's appropriately projected. So in 7 games against Denver, he went over in 3. Now, you could condense this and say in his last 5 playoff games, he's gone over in 3 out of 5. So that hit rate is strong, giving you almost 7 points. Projected for 13.7 points. In those same games, Edwards went over two times in the first half, under in 3. So game 1, game 3, and game 7, game 5, and game 3. Over almost. So they're almost like splitting here. I'm just curious if Denver just did that good of a job of containing Anthony Edwards in the first half, so Jalen McDaniels had more opportunities to score. I don't think the defense of Dallas is as scary as Denver's defense, so maybe see less volume for Jaden McDaniels in the first half and a little bit more for Anthony Edwards. But 6 is a low number. First half points, 6. Right now, if you can find it at 5.5, that's the best line. If you like it at 6, then you definitely like it at 5.5. I'd say go find it at 5.5 first, and then maybe play it at 6. All right, who do we have left? We have John Gray. That's it, John Gray and Ranger Suarez. All right. So no run first inning. We can actually look up no run first inning here on props.cash. So it'll give us some stats, some records. It'll give us some probabilities, some odds. So here we go right here. John Gray. This is a all right, so this is an away game for John Gray. 10-4 on the road, 71% hit rate in terms of not giving up a first inning run. Is that correct? 20-9 for Ranger Suarez. Or 9-5 at home. 18-8 overall. It's a little confusing to read. Oh, here we go. Okay. Here you go. I was just reading it as Ranger Suarez. This size Ranger Suarez. Pretty good records, okay? Implied probability for this to stay under is 48%. Currently no odds on this one. So looking to take the under on this one, it's giving you a 48% probability. If you're interested in just what games offer the best probability, I don't even know if all these will be on the board. That's another thing too. PrizePicks is not going to put the best plays on the board. So just based off the numbers, 58% probability for this one to stay under Javier Assad and Charlie Morton. But in terms of odds, Musgrove and Abbott giving you the best odds for it to stay over or stay under. Ryan and Patrick Corbin, Brian Wu and Clark Schmidt, and then Kyle Bradish and Lance Lynn. It helps that this game is in Philly and not Texas, where Great American Small Park is a hitter friendly park. So this game is on the road. Also, like climate, weather in Texas, a little bit more conducive to hitting or for hitters. So this game in Philly makes you feel a little bit better about that. All right. So we talked about Halliburton. Both of these, I like the under. I'm going to be playing the under on both of those. McDaniels over. Under on Jaylen Brown. The only one that really wasn't giving us the odds that we were looking for was Neesmith. We like the over on his PRA. I think it's too low, but you look at the odds did not like his over. The odds, however, did like his points. So was it his points? Yeah, so just think it's too low, 16.5. I mean, if he's going to be on the floor for 35 plus minutes, it's a lot of opportunity there. Tons of opportunity. Let's see what else. Got that one. Kelsey Plum over threes. I love WNBA props. Over threes. All right, let's take Halliburton. We could take a look at Plum. Halliburton, not a first half, not a first game player. Celtics, look, based off what we've seen so far in the playoffs, Celtics come out first game and just mollywop. Then they come out and lay an egg in a second game. Did it against Miami, did it against Cleveland. Will they do it again against Indiana? If that shit holds up, then you're looking for a major win today for the Celtics and then a loss the next game. I'm going to try to find a way to leverage that. I'm definitely not going to put a lot on it, but in terms of just player props on that second game, especially if the Celtics come out and have a good game in this first game, second game should see some inflated lines, and I'll gladly take the under on some of those, especially after what we've seen from game twos from them this season. See, could be mistaken, but I think Halliburton has gone under his points in the first playoff game versus the Knicks and Bucks. Just throwing that out there. Yeah. Yep. Anybody taking Shepherd over 7.5 PRA? What else? Nembhard over 7.5 rebounds and assists. Tatum over threes. What do you like better? Tyrese under points or under PRA? Honestly, I like his PRA better. He honestly has not been dishing out a ton of assists. He's had a couple of games in the playoffs where he has, but we're not seeing those inflated lines. His rebounds have been kept pretty low. What scares me about his points is that you can see him pop off for like 5 threes. I think it's possible for him to get over points, but not over PRA. I don't think those two correlate for him as much as they do other players. But yeah, the points scare me because in the event, he sees a couple go in and he just starts hitting threes. I mean, shit, 6 threes, there's 18 points, A couple free throws, he's over. He gets you 4 rebounds. There's 25. Yeah, he'd have to have a really, really strong game point-wise to go over his PRA, especially the way the Celtics limit assist. And he's not a big rebounder. I mean, there are too many people on the court in this game that are going to be hustling for rebounds. I don't know how many are going to bounce his way, but points, that guy gets hot, man. But I'm still taking the under on his points. I'm going to just play the under on both of those. But if I had to choose one, I'd go PRA. It's a larger number. And then we always talk about assists being dependent on a teammate. You can set your teammate up with a good look, a good pass, and they can miss a shot. And so you can have 20 potential assists, but only have 9 converted or 8 converted. So there's a lot more that goes into converting that. Tatum over 3s. Nembhard over 7.5 rebounds and assists. All right. Let's take Nesmith off. Yeah, if you're just joining the stream, we just went through round 1, player props. Under on Jaylen Brown, rebounds and assists. Over on McDaniels, first half points tomorrow. Under on Halliburton, points and PRA. Under on John Gray, Ranger Suarez, no run, first inning. And now we're going to look up Tatum 3s. And we're also going to look up Nembhard, rebounds and assist. And was it Ben Shepherd also? PRA for Ben Shepherd. Let's just look him up. See what's available. No Ben Shepherd. Did I misspell his name? No, his ass ain't even on the board yet. So if you want to play Ben Shepherd, you're going to have to do it on a different pick'em site. Oh, but I only play on PrizePicks. This is a good reason and a good example of why you should not only play on PrizePicks. But if you just absolutely have to play on PrizePicks or just choose to play on PrizePicks, then this is what you got. So we got Plum, Tatum, Nembhard. Let's see what I can pull up real quick. A couple of plays that I liked last night, I should say. McConnell over assists, Obi Toppin over points. If those are still on the board. Ooh, speaking of WNBA plays, if this one is still on the board, it's worth taking a look at. Nah. So Dearica Hamby had a 9.5 rebound prop, 8.5 everywhere else. So now it's been bumped down to 9. You can still take the under on this one if you want to, but you're really playing for a push. So at 9.5, if you can find this on Underdog or anywhere else, it's still in play. But on PrizePicks, they've moved it down. Unders in the WNBA have been really working out. Not all of them, but for a lot. A lot of unders. There are obviously some players that you want to take overs on, like Alyssa Thomas. Her assist, took the over on her assist yesterday, 8.5. There are certain players that you do look to take overs on, but even when the odds are projecting for the over on some of these players, I also like to take a look at the unders, just because we talk about the minutes being less than the WNBA. I think unders on points or even unders on like PRA, overs on rebounds and assists or just rebounds, probably a better probability because so many missed shots, to be honest with you. That's the nature of that game, is a lot of fucking missed threes. So somebody has to get the rebound. So over on rebounds might be a way to go. But when you have a discrepancy like that, 9.5 versus 8.5 everywhere else, man, that's something you want to take advantage of. All right. Let's take a look at these. Plum, Tatum, and Nembhard. And then y'all keep throwing them in the chat. We'll keep looking them up. Yesterday, I took the over on Jose Ramirez fantasy score. He got off to a really good start. And then he just didn't do shit. He ended with 5. And once again today, his fantasy score is in play at 8. On a couple of different books, BetMGM and DraftKings are projecting him for a fantasy score of around 9. One thing I've been trying to be better at this season is going right back to a player when they let me down. It's worked. The problem is I forget to do it. But I only go back to that player if they're prop is projecting well. Like if it has good odds, you know, whereas in the past, a player would burn me and the next day I'd see their prop again and I'd be like, nah, fuck that guy. I'm not gonna touch that. You know, this year I'm trying to just like move past it. And so today, once again, Ramirez has a good projection for fantasy score. So this might be an opportunity for me to go right back to it. There are certain players that I don't give a damn what the odds say. I just stay away from them no matter what. I just rather not play them than take that shot. And that's just like through experiences, like guys like Devers. Devers, to an extent, Salvador Perez, Seth Lugo. I'm done playing Seth Lugo. That guy is on another level right now, and he's not coming down right now. He's averaging like 10 Ks a game. I mean, what the hell? What is that shit? So I'm just gonna stay away from his ass until he comes like really comes back down. But there are just certain players right now I'm staying away from. Jose Ramirez, I'm willing to take a shot on this again. Plate appearances against Adrian Hauser, 3-0 hits. So no BVP to look at. In fact, the whole team doesn't really have a whole lot of exposure to him based off this. But against right-handed pitching, Ramirez batting just 226 on the year, 219 ISO, but only a 10% K rate. So he's putting the ball in play. He's not striking out. In fact, he has one of the lower strikeout rates versus right-handed pitching on the team. So that's good. He's patient, but he's he's not striking out. Low batting average, but 8 homers. The power is there against righties. And then Adrian Hauser versus righties, since Ramirez is a switch hitting batter, has not given up a ton of power so far this season. Plate appearances are almost identical. He's just giving up more hits to righties. 16 singles, 3 doubles. So 19 compared to 16. Maybe I'll put it in a slip, but I just saw that pop up. All right, let's look at who are we gonna look at? Tatum, Plum, and Nimhard. All right, so the great thing about only having 2 games left in the playoffs, or I say 2 games, 2 series, is that you don't have to do a whole lot of bouncing around when you're looking at the games. It's one or the other game. That's it. All right. Man, I want to say in the playoffs, Tatum only had 1 game, maybe 2, but he only had like 1 or 2 games where he scored double digits in the second half. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. Then what stat was it? 3-pointers? Yeah. So Bob Myers, is it Bob Myers on ABC's whatever, with Perk and Wilbon and I don't know the lady's name, Rose Gold Ungonwe, whatever, those folks. He brought up an interesting stat and said Jason Tatum has yet to hit a 3-pointer in the second half, and he's averaging only 7.7 points in the playoffs in the second half. 9.2 points. So it's gone up since then. But he's right. He has not hit a 3-pointer in the second half. So you're looking to take the over on his threes. This has to change, or this motherfucker needs to come out and knock down 3 in the first half. Like, something has to give, because he's only giving you 2 in the game, not the first. Yes, in the first half, but also in the game, because he's not doing anything in the second half. So if you want to take the over on his threes, we got to see something different here. I mean, he's had some pretty nasty matchups with Miami and Cleveland, this game against the Pacers should open up scoring a lot. And hopefully that means that Tatum opens up his scoring a little bit. In the regular season against the Pacers, Tatum has averaged 4 threes. Even when he's not going over, he's going over today's line of 2.5. So there you go. How does that break down from first half to second half? First half looks fantastic. If he comes out there and scores 9 points in the first half and they're all threes, you're good. Second half, how does that look? A little better. Okay, so in the playoffs, he has 1 3-pointer made in the entire playoffs. 1 against the Pacers. This is the second half. Let me rephrase that. 1 3-pointer made in the second half in the entire playoffs. Not averaging 1. He's hit 1 3 in 10 games in the playoffs in the second half. Against the Pacers, it's a little different story because he's giving you at least 1 in every game, ceiling of 5, average of about 2. So if Tatum comes out there and he's a bit more balanced in his scoring and he's giving you two threes per half, that's pretty strong production. That's kind of what you're used to seeing from him. But if this playoff shit continues where he's only making shit in the first half, under season could still be in play for Jason Tatum. Now, he did step it up in terms of total points. There was, there was some green right there. But where are his points coming from? Playoffs. He did step it up. But for the most part in the playoffs, he has yet to string games together where he's going over total game points. Yeah, so hopefully this series, different matchup, different tempo. Hopefully that helps him score more points because what we've seen so far in the first 2 rounds isn't going to get it done. And if you were taking the over on Tatum points, you were losing a lot up until this. So fingers crossed that he can come out and put a full game together. I've said this 3 or 4 times before. As much as I like the Celtics, I follow the Celtics. Tatum has a lot of trouble putting a full game together. And it's not always a blowout. It's not because the Celtics are up by 30 and he's not needed. He just comes out and shoots really poorly to start the game. Then he picks it up. Or he comes out on fire and then he cools off. You're going to have to go back and look at his game logs and see what that breakdown is. So projected today for 2.41 threes. That's a little under. In terms of his threes, the odds are letting you know that at 2.5, like the over, I like the over, I like the over. At 3.5, FanDuel is giving you 265 to the under. Something has to give, right? All right. Kelsey Plume. Wrong team. All right. So we're looking at the over on her threes. Over on Kelsey Plum's threes at 2.5. She does not have the Jason Tatum problem in the second half. I just want to look at that real quick. Yeah, Kelsey Plum in the second half. Now, this is going back to last season. She's averaging 2 threes in the second half. So far this season, we have 2 games in the books for the Aces. She's averaging 2 threes made in those games. And in the first half, just 1. So I don't know if this continues, if we see this pick up, if it's going to be like this. But she's giving you 3 per game in back-to-back games. Really doesn't matter how it gets done. You know, if she hits 1 in the first half and then 2 in the second half, it's 3. It's the over, right? So really doesn't matter. But I think it is interesting, especially if you're looking to take some first half props on players, to break these down and to dig into these first half, first quarter kind of numbers. Gives you an idea of what they're doing out there. It gives you an idea of the minutes. She's playing the first half, basically every minute in the first half. Again, 20 minutes in halves in the WNBA. She's basically playing the full game in all these games. So you got a player who's going to give you upwards of 40 minutes in every game. Taking 10 threes. She's averaging 8 3-point attempts. Yeah, that one looks good. That one looks good. If you're interested in what she's done against Phoenix, just overall points versus Phoenix, 3-pointers against Phoenix. There you go. Odds on the threes. DraftKings giving you even money. ESPN Bet likes the over, -140 to that. -130, -125, -135, -132, -132. A lot of books taking action on this Kelsey Plum 3-point prop. So if you want to take the over on this one, I think this is the most support I've seen on a play since doing videos and streams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books like the over, outright flat like the over. I don't think I've ever seen a player prop get this much support. Never heard of Alyssa Thomas until Knuckles put me on her assist. Dude, Alyssa Thomas is a beast. I'm like that too. I hear a player's name and then I'm all like, when I first heard Satu Sabali, I didn't know who that was. And then you start looking at the game logs. I'm like, damn, she's averaging like a double-double every game. She can get a double-double in rebounds and assists pretty much every game. And then that name is in your head, and then you just keep focusing on that. Every time the board comes up, you're looking for that name. Cheyenne Parker over 6 rebounds. What's going on, Rosalie? Halliburton. The company or the player? Parker. Is this Candace's sister or cousin, or like, are they related, or is this coincidence that they have the same last name? Like the over on her rebounds? Oh yeah. Let's take a look at her rebounds. She plays for Atlanta. Yep. Man. I've retained a lot of WNBA information. Holy crap. So this has been bumped down from 6.5 to 6, or it's been bumped up from 5.5 to 6. I don't know. She's projected for right around 6. If you look at the projections here. Oops. Yeah, she's projected for right around 6 right there. Last 2 games, she hooked it and went under. Numbers against the Dallas Wings, damn near over in every single game. I mean, 2 hooks, or excuse me, two games where she pushed, 4 outright overs and then 2 unders. Her PRA is looking good in terms of projections. Let's look at her points. So under, man, you get a lot of unders or even odds. These aren't really good odds. Oops, what just happened here? I did not mean to refresh. Maybe I needed to refresh the screen. All right, so back to her rebounds. So again, at 6. Boom. She needs 7. So numbers against the Dallas Wings where she's gotten you 7 or more in 4 games. The push is not going to hurt you, but it's really not going to help you either. It's just going to regress your slip to the next to the lower tier. It goes from 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3. If you have this in a power play and a player pushes, I want to say it's a 1.5x your entry. It's no longer a 3. Ooh, Halliburton under assists. We didn't really look at his assists. We looked at his PRA. We looked at his points. T brought up a good point in terms of his under in game ones. He hasn't gone over points in game ones this playoff. But we didn't look at his assist. Sitting at 8 or 8.5? At 8. We'll look at the last 5 games just as a really quick view. You can see he's gone over in 1. You can see he's gone over in 1 game. So the PrizePicks last 5 game log is not a bad start when you want to look up a player prop just as a quick reference, but it shouldn't be like the only research you do. I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of players do in terms of how they build slips. And it might work sometimes, but it doesn't always work. And honestly, I'd like to see the numbers on that. I would say that that slips built based off last 5 game logs alone probably don't fare too well. But we are willing to take a look at this, not because the last 5 games said so, because Rosalie said to take a look at it. Also, if you've been watching playoff basketball and you've been paying attention to these games, then you know that Tyrese Halliburton has not had very big assist games. In fact, I said it maybe like 10, 15 minutes ago when I was asked, would I take the under on points or PRA for him? And I said, personally, I take the under on PRA if I had to just pick one, although I like the under on both of those. But my reason behind taking the under on PRA is because we have not yet seen one of those monster games from Halliburton in terms of his double-digit assist. Right? 9 is not a monster game. Now 9 gets you the over in today's line, right? Monster game. 15 assists, 16 assists, 13 assists. That's a monster assist game. This shit is not. It's so low right now that anything over 8, we're like, oh, it's a good game. It's not a bad game. It's not what we're used to seeing from him. It's fallen off. So with that being said, you want to take a look at his potential assist, and let's just bring this down to the last 5 games because those are all playoff games. He's only had 2 games where he's giving you over 8 potential assists. So you can see what I'm saying here. In potential assist, where are you at? Where are you at? You're going to make me scroll down. Why they don't have the assist right underneath potential assist? Why is it way the fuck down here? I wonder if I change this. There we go. Okay. That's so stupid. He's averaging 10 potential assists. He's averaging 6 assists. Okay. So the assists are low in these last 5 games. Potential assists are also low. But this gives you an idea of it's not easy it's not about just, oh, you pass the ball to somebody. They got to make the damn shot. So you got that going on, right? In terms of the under. In terms of his rebounds. In those last 5 games, he had 2 games where he got you 6 rebounds. Throughout the entire playoffs, Halliburton has gotten you no more than 6 rebounds. It's possible for him to get you 6 rebounds, but look where he's living. He's living in that 4 area. 4 games with 6, and then 4 games with exactly 4, and then 2 games with 4 or with less than 4. So a total of 6 games of 4 or under. That's where he's living. So the odds of him getting you 6 are less than the odds of him getting you, 4. So he gets you 4 assists, or excuse me, he gets you 4 rebounds. He comes out today. Let's say he gets you 8 on the dot. Let's say he gets you 8 assists. That's 12. And then based just off that, that's 12 RA. Halliburton has to get you 21 points to go over PRA. His PRA today is 32.5. So he has to get you 21 points. So looking to take the under on his assists. If you can find this at 8.5, I'd feel a lot better taking it at 8.5, because that 0.5 is all the leverage you need for that under. Because he's kind of living in that 8 range, in these games. He's real close to 8. In fact, there you go. But at 8.5, now he needs 9, and that's something he's only been able to do in 3 games. So find it at 8.5. Man, if you can find this at 9, probably not. You could probably find it on like Dabble or Sleeper or HOTSTREAK, where you can alternate the lines, but your payout's going to be a lot less. But man, 8.5 would do it too. If you can find it at 8.5, that'd be really good. I think 8.5 is good. So we looked at PRA, Jaylen Brown under 9.5. We talked about that, Anthony. Yup. Cameron Brink under first half PR. That's my girl, man. Cameron Brink's my girl for the under. I know she's in that New Balance commercial and she's getting that New Balance money, but she ain't getting that PRA money. And from when I've been putting her in my slip, she's been hitting the under for me. What happened to her picture? They're like, oh, you think you're cute and shit? Get the fuck off. You think you cute? They have bumped her points down. You were seeing her points at like 11.5, 12.5. Now it's come down to 10. I don't know about these. I don't know if these are where they've usually been, in that 19 range for a PRA, but 3 straight games going under this. Fantasy, unless she's getting blocks and steals, that should be under as well. So she did go over here. And then points and rebounds. Yeah. It's hard to go over points and rebounds when you're not going over points. But we're looking at first half for Brink. Four straight games. 4 straight games of going under for Cameron Brink. Who she play for? The Sparks. All right. Why is it only showing 2 games here? Oh, well, the other 2 games in the... So this is another reason why I say, if you are only looking at PrizePicks game logs, they are very deceiving. So when you look at this, you're like, oh, hell no. 4 games she hasn't gone over. I made that mistake. I literally just said she hasn't gone over in 4 games, but 2 of those games are preseason. So when you look at this, it looks bad, right? However, when you come over to props.cash, because props.cash is only going to show you regular season games. She's only gone over. She's only gone under in 2. Now that's still not good, but you can see how different those pictures look, right? So again, it's another reason why not to live on those game logs only. You got to dig a little bit deeper. Now, the numbers are still bad, but 0 for 4 is not 0 for 2. Those are two entirely different numbers. Not a big sample size, but one thing you can look at and see if you can find a trend are minutes. So in the first half, she's played 9 and 15 minutes. She's averaging roughly 12 minutes in the first half. Now, I don't know what the rotations look like. I don't know what that split is. Is she starting the game and then she's, then she's hitting the bench 5 minutes in, and I don't know any of that. All I know is that she's averaging 12 minutes in the first half. In the second half, she's playing a little bit more. She's playing a little bit more in the second half. Is that by design? Is it matchup? Is it foul trouble? It could be a lot of things. She's picking up more fouls in the second half than she is in the first half. No, they're about the same. So it's about the same. So she's definitely playing more minutes in the second half than first half. So maybe this is, her role right now is second half, bit more usage. So you can take advantage of that while you can. In terms of her usage not being as high in the first half, just based off these two games, you can make a case for that. Under on her PRA. It was too pretty for the yeah, I know. Like, you think you cute? What's up, AOD? Good morning. You drinking beer this early in the morning? Where do you live? What's your time zone? Miles Turner, 9 rebounds and assists. You locking that in to LA? You like the over? I tried that one time. I tried the drinking all day thing. I like starting to drink around, like, I don't even know why, like where I was in my life, why I decided to do that. But I started drinking around like 9 a.m. I think I was at a beach house. It was like, get up early, you just drink on the beach. I think it was something like, anyway, I fell asleep like around noon. Like, I was like, how the fuck do people do that? How do you just drink all day and like stay awake? I was like falling asleep and shit. So yeah, I don't know how early it is where you are, but if I had a beer right now, I'd probably fall asleep. Now, if I had some mezcal, I'd stay awake, but I'd probably have bigger problems in my life if I'm drinking hard liquor like that at 10 a.m. Miles Turner, over rebounds and assists. Is that a popular play? Do people like that one? Are people on board with that? Let's see. 8.5. 8.5. Do you like the over 8.5? Or wait, do you like the over 9? And it got bumped down to 8.5? Or do you like the under 9 and then it got bumped down to 8.5? Because at 8.5, we could probably make a case for the over, but we'll look at it anyway. Nah, no beer till game time. Yeah. VA. Okay, cool. Cool. What part in VA? TJ assist over. Yeah, 4.5 is good. Oh yeah, mezcal mule all day long for sure. Yeah, feeling like a Danish Pilsner, Carlsberg kind of night, dude. That shit sounds good. What's Al Horford and Miles Turner threes look like? Dude, Al Horford turned it on last game. That was, from a Celtics fan perspective, that was really good to see. From the under on his PRA, I hated it. I hated it. I'm like, now you want to hit threes? So I lost that one, but you know, you win you lose the battle to win the war, I guess. They don't have a combo prop, but we can look at their individual lines. T, I think that's what you meant. I don't know why I just thought they had a combo prop. I'm sure that Miles Turner threes are goblined up or demoned up right now. Yep, 2.5. There you go. And then Horford. Two and a half. Oops. Oh, we didn't look up Nembhard. Fuck. Okay, so let's look up Nembhard. We'll look up threes for Turner and Horford, and then also look up Turner's rebounds and assists. Look, we like the over on this Kelsey Plum 3-pointers made. I'm going to remove it from the board to make room, but we like the over on this one. There are 6 books taking action on the over on this one. I've never seen so much support for any player prop since doing these live streams. I'm not saying it's going to hit, but I am saying you have a ton of data in support of the over. So we don't even have to make a case for that one. The case has already been made. I'm removing it though to make room. All right. TJ assist. Oh yeah, we can look up TJ assist too. All right. Cheyenne. We looked up Cheyenne Parker's rebounds. We do like the over on this one. She's 1 game over, 1 game under to start the year off. Better numbers against Dallas historically, where she's gotten the over, and a couple of different games she got a couple push games. So if you can find it at 5.5, that is the best line. But 6.5 is in play. We're going to take it off the board. And then we're going to look up TJ assist. Over. All right. We got a lot here. This is probably our last round. Southern VA. Okay. Cool. Yeah. If you like the over on his 9, then you should just lock that 8.5 in. If you liked it at 9. All right. If you just joined the stream, welcome. Throw a question in the chat. I'll do my best to get to it, but we more than likely will be ending this within the next 10 minutes. We've already been live for about an hour and 20 minutes. All right, Horford threes. We should be able to just fucking 6 threes, man. Over on this one at 1.5. Unfortunately, you're not going to find it at 1.5. You're going to have to play it at 2.5. So if you like the over 2.5, that's a demon play. PrizePicks is obviously playing with your emotions here after coming off this 6 threes game, 6 threes in a game. This is what they're doing. So those who look at this, oh, fuck yeah. 1.5, that's it. 2.5, that's it. Man, over all day long. Okay. But against the Pacers, a little different. He has not hit 3 threes in a game versus the Pacers yet, based off of this. Well, actually, 1 game. I'm sorry. One game against the Pacers, he's gotten you 3, but he does need 3 today because PrizePicks is not letting you play this. If you can find his 1.5 mark, 1.5 threes made somewhere else, play it there. If you're gonna play the demon, put it in a flex and maximize your payout opportunities. Let's take a look at Turner's threes against the Celtics. We'll start off there. Misses last season, so but 8 threes in a game. Okay. This is numbers against the Celtics, but his last 10 games, which are all playoff games, 7, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3. A little bit better of a track record here for Miles Turner in terms of getting over that 2.5, because that is what he needs today. You are not going to find his 1.5 on PrizePicks. The man is taking 9, 6, 5, 7. He is not even needing that many attempts. Usually when you see a player knock down 4 or 5 threes, they take like 12 threes. Like Donovan Mitchell's like 4 for 25 and shit. But Miles Turner, a bit more efficient from 3, knocking him down. This is really good production coming from your center. Spacing out the floor. Shit looks good. I wish we did have a combo prop on them. It'd probably be 5.5, which I think would be in play. But individually, you're going to have to play their demons, and the odds on those are not going to be good. We already know. So I would throw them in a flex and, again, try to, get yourself an 80x or 100x slip. Hopefully get 5 out of 6 right, or 6. Maybe you get all 6 right. Shit, maybe I'm setting the bar too low for you. But even if you don't get all of them right, if you just miss one, you're still going to get a boost payout. Yeah, but PrizePicks, they're onto it. They're like, nope, I'm not going to let you play that shit. All right, let's look at the rebounds and assists for Nembhard. Sitting at 7 right now. At 6.5, it was getting too much action to the under, -138. Back-to-back games of 11 plus. 3 out of those 7 games against New York, he was able to get you 11 plus. And then in 3 of those games against Milwaukee, he got you 8 plus. All those games would be great today. Hook, and hook. So unfortunate that he hooked it in those 3 games, but he's very close. More games with green than red, so that's a positive. Today he's projected for 8.87 rebounds and assists. I think this is pretty consistent. I think he doesn't have to have a game where he plays out of his mind, although games like this, you'll take them, especially if you like the over on his PRA or his fantasy points. But you don't need him for a prop where he needs just he needs 7 now, right? So he needs 7 to go over this. So that means now he needs 8. So that 0.5 does make a big difference. Okay. At 7.5, you got 2 books that like the under. At 6.5, you have 2 books that like the over, -138. BetMGM likes the over 6.5 at -165. When you see -165, that to me is not saying we think he's going to get 7. That to me is saying we think he might get 8. And if you got one book that's already giving you close to 8 as a projection, that's what he needs to go over 7. So I feel like the bump is going to be already baked into BetMGM's numbers. It's still giving you 5 games where he's gotten you the over outright, not even fucking close. I don't anticipate his line being bumped up too much today. Maybe it gets bumped up to 7.5. At that point, you may look to go somewhere else just because you don't have that push potential. But at 7, it's in play. If you really like it, just lock it in. Why wait? Maybe take a chance of it bumping up. Don't do that. Miles Turner was the other rebounds and assists. So 2 LA liked it at 9. Now we're getting it at 8.5. So he is projected today for 8.79, which is 9. If you want to take a look at his odds down here, over on DraftKings, over Caesars, over BetMGM, all three books like the over. Head-to-head matchups against the Lakers, the Celtics, really good. All right, 5 games he's gone over. If you want to just look at games this season, you're going to look from here to here. 3 out of 5 games gives you a 60% hit rate in his last 5 games versus Boston. So numbers look better versus Boston. I lost my accent. Versus the last 10 games against everybody else. Again, if you like it at 8.5, put it in your slip because it's not going to get lower. How's he getting these? Is it rebounds? Is it assists? Assists have been a little bit more consistent in the playoffs for him, where he's 2+ almost in every game. Like what constitutes as a good rebounding game for Miles Turner? Is it 6? Is it 7? Is it 8? You know what I'm saying? Like it's all over the place. 5 to me is not a good rebounding game. For a big, 7 is kind of what you would expect. But for the assist, for a big to average 2-3 assists a game, 4, it's pretty damn good. So I think his assists have been a little bit more consistent than his rebounds. Plus, you got guys like Siakam eating into your rebounds. You're already liking the over on Nembhard and Nesmith and all these other dudes that can just grab boards. So, you know, Miles Turner, he's got on his own damn team, he's got competition. So the RA probably makes more sense than looking at just one of those stats for the over. 8.5 again. We like it at 8.5. All right. If you wanted to run this slip, you couldn't because you have two Miles Turner props in there. We do like the over on his 8.5 rebounds and assists, but let's take him off the board. And let's put TJ McConnell on the board. His assists got taken off the board. They were up there for a while. I did like the over on those. I did like the over on his assists. I put him in a slip already. So for what it's worth, if you can find him somewhere else, 4.5 is in play. Let's do this slip. If you just ran these 5 as a slip, okay, having those 2 demon 3s in there will boost your payout from 10x to 25x. 10x to 25x. If you anticipate Cameron Brink's slow start continuing in the first half, you want to throw a 6th prop in there. It's going to get a boost from 25x to 52x. So that's what a demon prop can do for you. What can demon do for you? It can give you more money, basically. However, if you don't get all 6 correct, and let's say you get 5, then you're getting a 5.5 payout. So you're getting a 3.5x increase. So at $20, that's over $100 payout, $1,000 payout. So that's what a demon prop can do for you. All right, Nembhard over, yes. Find it at 6.5. Find it at 8.5, and still take the under at 8 if you like it at 8. But at 8.5, that's a better line. You're forced to take the overs on these two. You don't have the option to take unders on demons. Very risky, but if you're playing these, you're playing for the payout boost and the max payout. We like Kelsey Plum. We already talked about her, and we talked about Cameron Brink. So there you go. Boom. Let's see. Only failed once. Don't forget Kyrie Irving steals PrizePicks. 1.5 on DK. Really? Damn. Yeah, played at 1.5. We're getting it at 2. We're playing it at 2 on underdog for the longest time. What's up, Carrie? PrizePicks lines are rigged. They're definitely juiced. Definitely juiced. And there's really no way for you to know how juiced they are until you start playing on different pick'em sites. Because that is when you get to compare, and it's called shopping lines. If you're not shopping lines, then you're doing it wrong. So instead of looking at it like, oh, I play on PrizePicks, you need to look at it like, I play the best lines. Doesn't matter if they're on underdog, doesn't matter if they're on BETR, doesn't matter if they're on PrizePicks, doesn't matter if they're on DraftKings, doesn't matter. I play the best lines. There might be days where you only put in 1 PrizePicks slip. There might be days where you put in 10 underdog slips or 10 slips on BETR. That's just where the value is, and you're locking it in. Your ROI will thank you. Your ROI will thank you for that shit versus feeling forced to put in all these slips because that's the only game in town for you. All right. Clear that out. Boom. Actually, we'll leave it on the board. Again, if you are just joining the stream, where have you been? And number 2, this is the last round of player props that we talked about. We broke all these down. And if you wanted to play this particular combo of players, you'd be going for a 52x. 52. Do. And even if you don't get all 6 right, 5 out of 6 still gets you some money. I'm going back to this, feeling like a Danish Pilsner, Carlsberg kind of night. I'm a psycho. I just drink my mezcal on the rocks. Not out the bottle though, just on the rocks, or a neat, I guess. Just put it in a glass. I'm good. If I want to get really festive, throw some lime juice in there. Most people don't drink that kind of shit. They're just like, the first time I drank mezcal, it smelled so bad. I thought it smelled like shoe polish. It just stank. It just was fucking nasty. You drink a little bit, you acquire the taste. And then when they zig you zag, because nobody drinks mezcal, everybody's drinking fucking White Claw. Be that guy or gal drinking mezcal. Don't be the 1 million people drinking White Claw. Oh my God, there's no calories. Although White Claw has a place. Yeah, White Claw does have a place. Usually at your own apartment where nobody can see you, or in the trash. But to each their own. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for today's stream. We talked about a ton of player props in today's stream. I don't know, 3+ rounds of player props. Oh shit! Before I forget, BETR. First time deposit match up to 250. There's my QR code. Scan it, sign up, or just click the link in my description. But even better than that, Luka promo today, 0.5 points. That is his promo today. If you are interested in telling how I'm, my slip with this, then definitely hit me up in the Discord. Join my Discord. I'll share this slip with everybody today. It is only a $5 max, so you cannot put 25 on it like on PrizePicks. However, BETR has been running 7 straight days of promos, 0.5 promos. Basically, every day in the playoffs, there's a promo. So you play these. These are bankroll builders. You can only put 5 on it. Okay. Take your $15, put it on a 2-pick. Take your $15, turn that 15 into 100. Stop complaining and just play it. Play the free money. If you're interested in seeing how I will be playing this Luka promo, again, hit me up in the Discord. That will be posted to everybody interested in joining the Discord. 10-day pass, $9.99. 1 month, $19.99. Pay for the full year, save 20% off, $191.88. Easy peasy. You do not have to be a member of my Discord to get the Luka slip. I'll share that with everybody, but those are your 3 options. All this information is in my Discord, but in the events you didn't know, now you know. So we are moving on, and we're going to bring this stream to an end. Thanks 25 promo code for props.cash. We just got through using props.cash for a full hour here on the stream. If you like what you saw, there's my promo code. Thanks 25% off your first month. I'm saving you money everywhere you look, every which way. Look up, look down, look all around. I'm saving you money. Appreciate y'all lasting this long. If you stuck around, definitely consider subbing up to the channel, as it does help this channel get bigger every day. Hit that like button on your way out, and don't forget to click the notification icon as well, so that you are updated and notified of all upcoming content, like tomorrow's live stream, where we will be starting at 8:50 a.m. Hopefully we have a profitable Taco Tuesday to talk about, profitable slips altogether, profitable Luka promo slip, and whatever Underdog is going to throw at us today. Underdog has been giving us tons of promos over the last few days, and hopefully you have been taking advantage of those promos. They had a nice little deposit match the other day, not for first-time users, just for anybody. Nice little 50% deposit match, free money. Take the free money. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about tomorrow. Hopefully it's all good. It's all ROI, all winning slips. Appreciate y'all being here. Once again, hope all your player props respect the damn coin. I hope you make a lot of money today. Until tomorrow's Player Prop Talk live stream, Chavez is out.